Everybody, welcome in. Come on and sit down in front. Leave room for people in the back. We're going to get going in just 1 minute here, maybe 30 seconds, depending how fast I can open this YouTube dashboard. The market is looking like it might not break out to all-time highs again. It might. Could be wrong, but it's pretty crowded, as the smart people say, right now. So do keep that in mind. Be a little careful, I guess. But yeah, let's get cooking here. If you do have any questions, comments, they do show up on the screen, so that's cool, as long as you don't mind that. And you should be able to see your questions show up. You should be able to see other people's questions show up. Welcome in. Show up on screen, so yeah, this is actually live as well. So that's cool. Real deal. And you should be able to see. If you're watching this recording, your questions show up. You should be able to see other people's questions. This is January 8th. We're putting out new videos every couple days, few days now-ish. Maybe a little longer. But I try to be good videos people actually watch. So there's that. Best stock of the day is in the Discord. Sorry, I'm just typing a question in the chat. You should be able to see that question right now. What stock are you looking at right now? So it's 10 after 9. We're gonna get cooking here. It's in Google looks good. That's the short answer. Sorry, I'm just typing a question in the chat. You should be able to see that question right now. Would like to get feedback so I can hear myself. I'm sorry, there's a lot of stuff that does not involve you. What stock are you looking at? Right. Still working out the kinks. So it's the gears here, getting this going. We're gonna get cooking here. Getting closer every day. So in go ahead and drop that note in the comments. Google looks good. That's the short answer. Sorry, I'm just we can get going. Question in the chat. You should be able to see that question right now. Would like to get feedback so I can hear myself. So look, a lot of stuff. People want to buy NVIDIA, that's fine. I don't think it looks perfect right now. Still working out the kinks. The gears Google looks much better. It has been up a couple days, but it could break out into all-time highs. So getting closer. That's where I would put my attention on. I know ChatGPT was eating their lunch, but they came back with a vengeance with the short Gemini. So we can get going. Tesla, I wouldn't touch right now. Palantir, I wouldn't touch either. So look, they're just kind of in no man's land. Tesla's been down significantly. I don't think it looks perfect right now. Still working out the kinks. And Palantir's kind of just chopping. Google looks much better. It has been up a couple days, but it could break out into what we want to do. We also want to have you only hear me and not hear me twice. So we're going to make sure that happens as well. So that should be the case now. Should be all good to go. As far as retail names, they had a lot of strength with Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle. They've kind of been chopping. I wouldn't get super excited about that. I mean, Macy's went up a lot after earnings, but you got to just let those cool off. I really think that the place to be is, well, gold for one as a hedge, inflation hedge. Inflation, it makes your money, literally your dollar's worth less, and most people just have dollars, right? They don't realize that by just having dollars, they're choosing every day to believe well, to vote with their dollars. That dollar is the most valuable asset in the world, which, in history, it wasn't always, right? And it won't always be. So that's why we look at individual stocks, metals, gold, real estate. But this channel's about stocks. So you can get a better return finding the best stocks. Some people say, just buy the index. You'll beat most people, almost everyone you'll beat over the long run. That might be true, but that doesn't really plan for disaster scenarios like 2008, where, if people were holding the index, they lost half their money, half their retirement. And there are reasons to care about your finances. You look at some people who became financial advisors, and you remember what they were like in high school, or smart people generally don't want to give their money to someone else and just say, hey, you're smarter than me at this area that I can figure out. So that's why we look at stocks. I'm not saying that financial advisors or whatever, stock people who do stocks every day for their job shouldn't listen to doctors. I'm just saying that they might be asking the doctors, really good questions, in the same way that a doctor or, a dentist or who knows, a high corporate executive might ask a lot of questions of their financial advisor, or might actually want to say, hey, I might take a little piece of my portfolio. I might take all my portfolio actually for a year and say, hey, can I do all right? Because this is a year that a skill that will compound every year. So Google, though, is the stock that looks good right now. To me, it's a big company. It's, we've all heard of Google, but it does look like it could break out to all-time highs. So that's, it's not a pitch. I don't benefit from you buying Google, except for you to come back to this channel, to this live, and say, hey, that was a good idea. So that is why I'm here. Obviously, I'm not a saint. I do want you to learn from this, to make some money from this free information, and to say, hey, if this information is so good in this free live stream, I might dip my toes in the water and say, hey, what's this Discord all about? What's it like to get the best stock of the day at 9:30 a.m. when the market opens every single day? A lot changes between last night and this morning. A lot changes between 8 a.m. and 9:30 even. I can put out a list of stocks on YouTube. I can put out a list, a few stocks on Instagram, on TikTok, the best stocks to buy for today. But to really, go all in, and I don't mean all in on your whole portfolio, but I mean to really be a decision maker, which is what it is to, invest your own money. It's, you want one stock per day. You really want the best stock. And I think the results speak for themselves. There are a couple testimonials on stockscommunity.com. The market doesn't always go up. It's easier for me when the market goes up. It's easier for students. But you know what? Even when the market's going sideways like it has for the last couple of months, you still learn. So the next time it goes up, you really get in the best stock. And there's a big difference between getting in, Netflix or AppLovin or NVIDIA, 5 years ago, or even in April, and riding that 100% up versus getting in a, Ford, which just went up, say, 20% in the last 6-8 months. So you're not here to listen to me. VG is a small stock. I don't recognize it, to be perfectly honest with you. So I know one of two things. I know it's either it doesn't move much, doesn't move more than 2% a day, or it's less than $1.5 billion market cap. So for that reason, amount. You don't want to be in these small penny stocks or stocks that don't have much volume. We're really looking for stocks that trade more than $100 million a day. If you want to, buy startups, if you want to do the venture capital thing, the personal portfolio venture capital thing where you buy a bunch of penny stocks, all in a theme, that's a play, that's an idea, but it's not what we're doing on this channel right now. There could be a time where we do that, but there's just too much opportunity right now in the big stocks. Google, like I mentioned, we've got pitching your services for video editing on here. I respect the hustle. I'm not looking for new video editors right now. If you want to do a sample project for, say, what is essentially free, just enough that you could buy yourself a sandwich or something, I'm happy to PayPal you some money, Venmo you some money, whatever you use as a payment app. And, you could get your video on this channel. You could see how it performs. But right now we're just looking at stocks. So, yeah, big ones to be careful about is Palantir. You got to let that be. Could go up a lot in the next 5 years, of course. But I'm not saying sell your Palantir. I'm just saying, Google looks good. And if you are more of the speculative type right now, there have been some big moves. The electric vertical aircraft sector has gone up a lot. FTAI had a product update. It's an aviation stock that really benefited it and lit the sector on fire. So there are moves. The real estate stocks, COMP, is sort of maybe, the FTAI of today. But still, it's a smaller stock, so be careful with that. I think Google's the best stock right now. I really do. It's safe. Yeah, if you want to do a sample for a minute, that's cool. Just send me an email. Send an email. And anyone watching this, you can send me an email at Sam@samputnam. That's how you spell Putnam. It's right there. .com. Just short email, maybe one line. Just put in the subject, saw you on Stocks Community Live, right? Just stroke my ego a little bit. I'll open that email. We'll get that sample going. Or if you're, here for the stocks, I can answer any questions you have about Stocks Community. We do have a course as well. It's free. It's free. It's really, there is a dollar fee. Okay. But just for all the lawyers out there, it's a free 30-minute course at stockscommunity.com that you can dip your toes in the water, see if this type of investing is for you. It's my best work. It really is. So that's if you've got 30 minutes. If you don't, people are busy. People have got work. People have got to do stuff every day. And I'm here to get you that info in this live. Again, the best stock, is going to be over in the Discord. I'm going to head over there right now in just a couple minutes, actually. Want to do a last bit of market preparation before I drop that in there. You can also get this early bird stocks, best 3 stocks for tomorrow as well. So I can email those out to you. I'm working on SMS. You get it in your messages. So keep on the lookout for that. That'll be dropping soon. And if you're interested in that, just type the word email in the chat or in the comments if you're seeing this after this live ends. So that's a lot, but that's what we got going on here for you. Trying to provide the most efficient, most effective service here. So, drop a something in the chat. I don't know. How about thanks? Drop a thanks in the chat, or in the comments. And I'm gonna be working on making the best stock of the day happen. So make sure I pick the right one. Okay, I'm focused on that stock. I'm going to be a little bit out of commission here for a few minutes while I focus on the Discord. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll work on this presentation style too. Less ums, more focus on, TEM. All of these healthcare stocks have been going up a lot. Lilly, Merck. I do think Google is the best. There are some smaller stocks that have been on watch as well. Sort of BBAI could be the next Palantir, could turn up. But I really do think Google is where you want to focus for today. So thanks so much. Drop the word thanks in the email. Drop the word email if you want those early bird stock. Drop the word thanks if you enjoyed this live. And I will see you